Hey, YouTube Live. This is a new thing that I'm doing where whenever I feel like it going on and talking, um, I'm going to just do it. So, one thing that you can always expect from me is my wonderful Japanese inspired backdrop. Tonight, it's Friday evening, and I poured myself a glass of wine. And it came from a bottle in the grocery store called Old Soul. Um, so that's fun. And to start off, let's start by me taking a drink. How does that sound? Cheers to speaking and to expression and to growth and to unapologeticness, right? This is kind of silly of me um, talking to the computer, but I feel like it, and what harm is it doing to anybody? No one. I have a friend staying with me who's on the phone with their significant other, and so they might walk in the door at any moment. So we'll just welcome them when they do. Lately, I've been listening to a woman named Ginger from Germany, and she's actually my newest mentor. She's my highest level mentor, the most I've ever paid for anybody. And when I first heard her speak, she was this firehouse, this powerful, confident, unapologetic, fierce being. And she was interesting. And I must have went back and heard her say other things, and she had an offer within the next couple of days, and the offer was like a 3-day video call thing, just like this, her talking specifically about an energy type in a platform called Human Design, which I'm new in experiencing, and she's an expert in it. And so her and I are these same energy types called projectors. And she just seemed so, I wanted what she had in that empowerment way. She fucking talked to the screen. She fucking knew what she wanted to say and said it. And I was really inspired by that. I was inspired and intrigued and attracted to that. And I remember thinking that that $97 was like a stretch for me. Um, and I went back to it a few days later and said, like a couple days before it started, must have been 1 day later, and I had a voice in my head that said, this is your opportunity. You know, you've been praying, you've been hoping, you've been trying to strive and grow in this certain area, and you'll definitely get another opportunity. But like if I passed that one up, but at the same time, I was like, but why would you pass it up and wait for another one when it's right here in front of you? And once I had that thought and realization, I did it. And I ended up I just in that call, I just knew, okay, this bee knows what's going on. She just knows some things, and I wanted some of what she had. Um, and so I took the course, and afterwards she had an offer, work with her at this high level. And when I saw it, it was like, yeah, cool, cool. The price though. Um, And then I just was like, oh, I wanna talk to her, I wanna talk to her more, I want her attention, I wanna talk to her. And, I just got a text from my friend, and since we're on live, I think we can take it, right? If you get a text from your friend, you can take it. Um, And so then I was following her on her Instagram after those classes, and she had posted something like a one-to-one chat, and it wasn't and she charged for a full hour chat $1,000. And I was expecting myself to choose that route because the other one that she had originally promoted and I had said, "No, that's too much," that was multiple thousand. But for working with her an extended time in a container, um, I don't know about you, if you guys have ever worked in a container before, if you're here watching this, listening, anytime, even if this is like months in the future, comment and write if yes, you have worked in a container, meaning like you had a coach or a teacher outside of the traditional school and college or university. So let me know if that's something that you've done because I every time that I have, it was something where I was like, "Oh, I know I'm not getting approval from my mother basically for doing this." She would say, "Don't spend your money on that." But they had all been like, ooh, really great experiences for me. And and so I told you about those prices, and then she offered a different one-to-one for a couple $100, and I took her up on that. I said, "This is an invitation for me. I feel recognized that this is for me right now." So I booked it, and she spoke just some good words, and just from hearing just when it wasn't her recording or her through this live stream like this, it was her and I talking, no one else. And just right away, she said her stuff, I could relate to some of it, and some of it was beyond where my mental capacity was for the moment, right? It was a reach for me, it was bigger information for me, um, some of it, but even just being in that union with her, I said, "No, I'm gonna go back to that original, thing that she offered, even though it was a few $1,000, and I thought that was a stretch for me, and I'm gonna do it. It's worth it. This is my next step. This is my teacher. I've had for years this desire to grow in a certain way, and she has shown up now to help me grow in that way." And that's pretty cool. And I'm touching on some financial limiting beliefs where, I want to get to the other side of this and see hold the beliefs that money does come in. I want to get to this side, and hopefully this isn't too far off from what I had just said. To me, it's just connecting the bridge, it's walking across the street. But I certainly would like to live in a world and have a life where I am receiving money for existing. I'm receiving money for giving my services, for offering things, for serving, for working, for helping, for giving my attention, for giving my affection and love, and also for just being. That I do. I want to, and I have in the past, a child, you exist and you receive what you need without fear. And I'd also like to slow down my fears when it comes to doing my money work, doing my numbers, thinking about where I'm going to get my next things from. It's all here for me and it's all here for you. We just have to shut up the voices that are so terrified, um, right? I have to find the voice inside that says you have to work excruciating hours and be tired and not be your happy, playful self if you want to make money because they're contradictory. I run in the direction of freedom and joy and pleasure and what is right for me and expression and leadership. But at the same time, it's also like, okay, you got that direction. You have to hold on because I have to go for a certain amount of hours in the week and be miserable so that I can pay my rent. No, that's contradictory. That's a heavy energy. I'm right there. Instead, let's rework that. Let's erase that part right there. And instead, this is my squeaky chair. So I want us all to get used to my squeaky chair because it's comfortable. And it's like an entity too, make it talking. So, hi, squeakers. So instead, the thing is that, I know my own worth. I know the value that I exude by sitting up right here and looking into this camera. I know the value. My friend's gonna walk in as I'm doing this. I fucking have value and I can get paid for it. And I don't have to yell that at you.
Lobita,
Hey Matt,
how are you, Lobita? Hola.
I'm on my computer doing a live stream.
Working?
Yeah, working. See?
Sí, trabajando.
But you can exist. I already told the computer to prepare for you.
What? Sorry? You're a live stream
But I said they're already prepared for you.
in YouTube?
See,
Uh, and what is your thematic? Oh, it seems good. Where is the quality of the camera?
yeah,
Is
it's pretty good.
720? What is the
I think
quality?
it's 1040,
1040?
10 something,
1080?
1080.
1080? It's
So we'll stay. How was your chat?
it's beautiful with the petals, with the rose.
That's a good next chapter. We're gonna now talk about this, and then we'll end it after this. Well, we'll end it when the wine is gone.
You're in a live. Is YouTube? That YouTube?
See,
Your channel?
see.
My cell phone just died.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, I feel tired. How do you feel?
You wanna listen? You're my live stream, and they're my live stream. And I'll tell you both this.
Beautiful.
I'll tell you all this thing.
It's beautiful. The backup. The backup is incredible. It's amazing. I really love your backup.
So, I really like roses. How do you say rose?
Rosas.
Rosas.
Rosas blancas.
In this particular rose, I'd like to share with you the symbolism of it. Okay, so there's a few different symbols, metaphors.
Of course.
Yeah, symbol meaning of the rose. The rose is
Crazily of the rose.
the rose in general is a famous flower. So it has very strong, because it's lasted a long time of history of being famous. It has a very signature scent, the scent of the rose, right? The red rose is this symbol for beauty. And the white rose is the symbol for purity.
Purity
Yeah,
or
pure, clean.
elegant? Or black rose is kind of elegant.
I think that a red I think that the red rose is the most elegant. Um, and so these are some general, you already know this, right? General. But the rose also has thorns, and that's a something to never forget about it. You know, whether it's this actual flower or your symbol, you see yourself as a rose or your dog or whatever the symbol is that it has this strong beauty and purity and whatever, but it has the strength and protection to keep it. Protection is like a masculine energy, right? It's the thorns is the protection, and it's this masculine energy of I care for myself. I care for making sure that it's feeling good. See?
So I see touch, touch softly, touch. You need
See
to
and
touch, care, take
see,
care. The rose.
see.
I
Touch
see. So
softly and you take care of the rose as to not draw blood.
okay.
But also drawing blood is almost
Have you ever seen an orange rose? It's like yellow or orange. I think that is yellow or orange. I don't know.
see.
See, 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 see.
And besides these very trivial things about the rose, I want to finish the drawing blood part. Okay, so anybody you grab it and you draw blood, and it's like you learn. First of all, you learn this lesson about the strength and beauty and what it takes to hold this feminine. And you have to be fucking careful. Um, but when you draw blood, blood is deep, right? It's deep.
So, like, there is a consequence
See?
like that.
Um, so now let's get on to this specific rose. Ugh. This rose was given to me on Valentine's Day,
Mm.
and now it is in a phase where it's not perky, right? It's bloomed quite a bit. Um, and here's something cool if you've never experimented by yourself with a flower, with a rose, but when you softly open up their petals, they get very wide and much bigger, and wow, they are really beautiful. Um, but as it's uh, losing its posture, its youthfulness, it's starting to age and wither. And this is the point of me going into the rose symbolism, is that it is heading into its crone phase, and the crone is a one of um, one of traditionally three, sometimes known seen as four feminine archetypes. There's the princess, the um, queen or the mother, and the crone. The princess is also called the maiden, right? The young, the youth, the queen, the mother, and the aging mother, the crone, who has wisdom. The crone has wisdom. I think that I would like you to take this information and dive into, if you're interested. This is an invitation for you to dive deeper into the maid, the mother, and the crone archetypes and what those mean. And not necessarily a teaching lesson of that for me. So when I smelled it, it was very fragrant, and I wasn't expecting it to be so fragrant. And I took it as the nutrients and the depth that the crone has. So lots of kisses. Thank you for staying with me for this. And we can finish this glass of wine together. Of which I wanted to say that you can be a spiritual person, a super healthy person, a yogi, and still have a glass of wine. Okay? Because, first of all, you can do whatever. And that's all. So, good night.